Welcome back to Kiwi Takes Flight. It's been a couple of days since I've been able to work on the build and there's a whole bunch of crap on the wing. So let's start by blowing that off, and then today the plan is to drill some holes and whatever else I fit into this episode. So let's get started. This is probably all I'll get done for today. Drilling out all those holes into the ribs is really quite a straightforward and quick process. Next thing on the to-do list will be to put on this end bottom skin, and that'll involve drilling into the tip, the wing tip as well, and getting all that sorted. Something to look forward to. I'm back, and like promised, today I'm here to put on the tip skin. This piece here is going to be drilled into the tip rib, so that's they call it fiberglass, but it's not, it's some sort of plastic. And other than that, fairly straightforward. Drill some holes, get it sitting in there. You may or may not be able to hear, but it's most definitely raining today. And this garage is not the most watertight thing you'll see. Before I got my kit, I spent a couple weeks just fixing all the little holes that came up. Spent a whole tube of silicone into all the cracks and holes and things in the roof. But I've got most of the holes fixed. Now there's only about 4 places that water creeps in. I haven't had anything get damaged yet. It's not great. I have had tools that have just rusted out. Some tools seem to do it, others seem fine. But I had a set of hex bits that just completely rusted out, and they were in my toolbox. But yes, weather is not kind to this structure. Just put this reinforcement L angle under the skin, but you'll see that is impacting that tip very slightly there. So I'm just going to shave a little bit out of here. I just noticed there's a hole missing. Should be a hole in the corner of this top skin. So I'm just going to attempt to measure out and mark. So I just want to get halfway between that hole. Just put a mark on there like that. And that should be the same distance on these ones as well. Yeah. So now I'm going to mark that out down there. That should be the wingtip all drilled to final size, ready to get installed. Once I figure out whether I put lights in there or whatever. Looking good. Some more holes to drill on the top skin. All these other lines yet to be drilled, so I'll get them drilled out and then that'll be me for the night. On every piece as I final size hole it, I mark it with a little F so I can remember its final sized holes. And that's me for the night. But just before I sign off, I shall show you what the difference is from a hole drilled out versus one not drilled out. So all these holes with the marks, so this line on this side, they've been drilled out, so rivet fits into there, or into there, or there. And these ones that are not drilled out, rivet does not go into. But there really is not much difference between them. They're just getting expanded a tiny amount to open them up for that rivet. And that's that. Wingtip, bottom wingtip skin on, looking good. Today, it's this line of rivets that needs drilled out all the way down and through into the spar. So these holes are all going into this part of the spar. Ooh, big thick alley angle. And it's a line of A5 rivets. Got the dog with me today. She is enjoying some duct tape, I think. Tasty. Should probably take that off her. Not ideal. That line of rivets is all done. I also went through and drilled out all these A4s on these front nose ribs. There's a little bit to do on, you see this one, how it's not sitting down against the skin, sorry, against the rib, got to push that down. And the bend in this front skin is not quite in the right place. So it needs to have more of a bend right about here, because it's causing this front, kind of hard to see on camera, but it's causing this front to stick up a little bit and bubble out right along this line here. So at some point I'm going to attempt to put a bend, tighter bend about here, right down these nose skins, which will bring this down and change this shape slightly. Rather than this being quite so blunt nosed, there'll be more of a curve in here and this will sit flat. I won't have this kind of bubbling. At least that's the plan. I have also just put these jury strut attachments on. There's two pieces involved for both the rear, that one, and the front, this one here. I think that is everything I have to do on the underside of this wing. And soon I'll be taking all the skins off this and putting it together for real after I paint and debur, which is a lot of work, but we'll get there. Whoops, showed right into the side of the cliquet. Tends to happen when you've got cliquets inside a structure and you're drilling through the skin. You can forget where your cliquets are and hit them pretty easily, which isn't ideal because they're steel, so they ruin your drill bits. That's going to be all for this video. A lot of work on the wings. They are now ready to debur, which is even more work, and prime and then start assembling. With that, see you later.